probably don't want to comment on how close I felt we got or didn't get. I think what I'll say is, from what I was told, he wanted to pitch in the NL. Couldn't compete with that. It wasn't money, it wasn't years. He had a strong desire to pitch in the NL, and there was no way to compete with that. So wish him the best. Obviously, I'm sure us and other clubs would have loved to have had him, but we certainly, we're going to move on.
Alex, there's a perception after you kind of went all in last year and not much happened this offseason, that there's some mixed messaging, at least to the fans, going on there. To those who believe that there's been a mixed message over the last 365 days, what do you say? Yeah,
I mean, that term, I understand because of the acquisitions we made last year that term's been thrown around. I don't necessarily believe in it. I just think it points to it being all about 1 year, and it's not. Obviously, we're trying to win on a perennial basis and things like that. And I understand last offseason was so active, and we haven't been nearly as active. That being said, we think a big part of our lack of success last year was we didn't have guys on the field. We didn't have Cabrera on the field, or when he's not the guy we're seeing now playing center field. We're seeing the guy now that we thought we were going to see, and we didn't know he had a tumor there. And having a guy like Drew back, we didn't count on last year, but we had Josh Johnson here. But we think Drew's got a chance to be outstanding, and he's putting himself in a great position to make this club. And I think if he does make this club, he's got a chance to have a tremendous year. And even a guy like Brandon Morrow, I don't think we projected having 2 wins out of him last year, and just him being on the mound should definitely be worth a lot more than that. So the bullpen going into last season we weren't sure we had talent. We feel it's a strength. The offense we feel is going to be a strength. Obviously we'll go as far as our rotation can bring us. We think with RA, with Mark, obviously Brandon, and again, he's not there yet, but I think certainly Drew looks like he's really got a chance to have an impact. We've got some guys obviously that are going to be battling obviously for the 4th and 5th spot in the rotation. We still think there's a lot of upside. And all that being said, I can understand skepticism. It comes with the job, with the performance that we had on the field last year. But I think we'll show how good we are when we break. And I think the guys that we have tremendous upside. But we would have loved to have had someone just to have depth. And if that meant you can take a guy like Drew and send him down to have options and be your 6th starter, 7th starter, you're just stronger from an organizational standpoint. But we weren't going to force deals and do things that we really didn't believe made sense just to make a splash.
Alex, were you ever under the impression that Santana was going to make a decision last weekend? The original reports were saying that it seemed like it was going to be a 24-hour thing, and now it kind of dragged into 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, you know what? I'd probably rather not say. Don't want to. I'd probably rather not say.
I know you're being careful with what you are saying, but on a personal level, are you surprised that he didn't end up here and that he did sign with the Braves?
It's another good one, Hugh. I'd probably rather not say on that one as well.
There's a lot
Why
don't you want to say?
Just, you know what? Want to be respectful of everybody. I think, like I said, I wish him the best. I would have loved to have had him. I know a lot of our players would have loved to have had him. I think it was pretty obvious we were involved. Didn't work out. Just trying to take the high road here.
Are you comfortable with the guys you have now, or are you going to be still on the lookout for some help?
Still be on the lookout. I mean, we like the talent we have. I think that goes without saying. But there's obviously a lack of experience, and that's where you'd love to have some experience, and you can have that depth, and you can send some guys down on option. So, if we have to go with some inexperienced guys that have talent to do well, we're prepared to do that. But clearly with our pursuit of a guy like Santana, adding some more experience certainly can't hurt, especially, we view him as an impact starter.